Hey my dear ones, welcome back to the channel. So, let's talk about something that's been making headlines in the UK recently, Donald Trump's second state visit invitation and why it sparked such a strong reaction. Now, even just hearing that probably makes you feel one way or another, right? But let's unpack it together and see what's going on. So, here's the situation. The UK government has extended an invitation for Donald Trump to come back for another state visit. And for anyone who doesn't know, a state visit isn't just a casual political trip. It's the highest form of diplomatic honor a country can give. Think pomp, ceremony, meetings with royalty, the whole 9 yards. It's basically rolling out the red carpet to say, "You're important to us." But here's where things get interesting. Thousands of people across the UK are not happy about this. They're protesting, they're marching, and they're voicing their concerns loudly. And their main point is this: should someone with such a controversial track record really be given this kind of honor? Now, let's think about what that means. For protesters, it's not just about Trump himself. It's about the message this kind of invitation sends. Does it suggest approval of his policies? Does it normalize behavior or decisions that many people find divisive or harmful? What do you think? Does a state visit equal endorsement, or is it just protocol? Protesters have pointed to his time in office, highlighting things like his immigration policies, his stance on climate change, and comments that many felt fueled division. They're saying, why celebrate someone whose record clashes with values we care about? And you can see their point because a state visit is more symbolic than practical. It's about prestige, image, and what a country chooses to stand behind. But let's flip it around for a moment. The UK government and some supporters argue that diplomacy isn't about personal feelings, it's about national interest. They'd say that a state visit is just one of the tools countries use to maintain relationships. Britain has hosted leaders from across the political spectrum before, even when values didn't align perfectly. So the question is, should diplomacy sometimes mean putting aside moral concerns for the sake of trade deals, defense cooperation, or strategic alliances? It raises a bigger question. Do state visits truly honor the individual, or do they just honor the office they once held? And if it's the latter, does that change how we should feel about it? Another layer to this is the practical side. These visits aren't cheap. They require massive amounts of security, careful planning, and with protests in the mix, those costs shoot even higher. Some people feel that at a time when the UK is dealing with economic struggles, the money could be better spent elsewhere. What do you think? Should national pride and diplomacy justify the price tag, or should the government be more selective about who gets such treatment? And let's not forget the political angle inside the UK. Hosting Trump again could deepen divides. Some citizens see it as an embarrassment, while others view it as pragmatic. It could put pressure on opposition parties to take a stance and might even shift how voters see the current leadership. Sometimes these symbolic moments end up having ripple effects far beyond the event itself. So here's what I'm wondering, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this about politics, or is it about values? Is Britain sending a signal that diplomacy comes first, no matter who the guest is? Or is it overlooking the deeper moral implications of rolling out the red carpet? At the end of the day, this isn't just about Donald Trump. It's about what kind of image the UK wants to project to the world and to its own people. And it's about how we balance principles with pragmatism in politics. There's no easy answer, but that's what makes this such a fascinating moment to watch unfold.
So what do you think?
Should the UK government have extended this invitation? Or should state visits be reserved for leaders whose values line up more closely with Britain's own? Let me know in the comments. I always love hearing your perspectives. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more conversations like this. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Until next time, stay curious, stay thoughtful, and I'll see you in the next one.